to the last sunset of winter. We're on the countdown to spring now. Got some chores to do. I'm going to set this camera up for y'all to enjoy this while I go about my business. I'll be with you shortly. There you go. I'll be right back. I'm here. I'm just getting some stuff done. I'll be there just a jiffy. Enjoy this nice 80-degree sunset. It's the last winter. Oh, am I blocking the sunset? I was going to say, don't worry, folks. We're going to go on the other side of this tree here in a minute. I'm just enjoying some of this shade. Welcome to the live stream. Glad you're here. Welcome, welcome. I'm too far away to see the chats, but hello, good evening. We're just getting started, kind of getting my mind together. It's been a crazy long adventure. You shot a lot of video, having a good time. And honestly, I wanted to get started live streaming, but I need to fill up my water and filter some water so I can make a cup of coffee. I guess that's really about all I need to do. Then I need to set everything up so when I put my tripod back in the boat, it won't be in my way because I'm going to need pants and jackets pretty soon, I'm sure. So, welcome to the last sunset of winter. We're going to move this camera on the back side of this tree in a minute. Don't worry, it ain't going to sit here like this the whole time. And I'm going to get out of the way. I'll be right back. Adjust this a little bit. Some boaters coming by. Alright, let me get stuff situated. We'll move to the other side of that tree. We'll see the open, the whole rest of the lake. It's really pretty. We'll do this. Oh no, they left. This right here is good, fresh, contaminated farm water from all the farms upstream. Yeehaw. Alright, we're going to move back around over here to the other side of this tree. And we'll... Actually, you know, that's kind of a nice view. Maybe we'll leave that there for another minute or two. We can enjoy some of that shade. Then we take that rainwater. I guess y'all might not be able to see this cup. I'm stacking rocks around it so it don't tip over if the wind kicks up, because here in just a couple of minutes, this will probably be my most valuable commodity. I'd trade my soul for a glass of water if you didn't have one, you know, and you know you would. Oh, that's twice. I'm so tired. So, in order to make coffee, we got to go through this. We'll let that sun go down a little bit further, and we'll get back out on the water for some even better views. Bear with me or come back, either way. Hope to see you back here. Hope to see you soon. I'm gonna filter enough water for a couple of cups of coffee and some hydration for the night. It's all part of the setup process. Getting through a night ain't just sitting around waiting for time to pass. There's a whole preparation of things. It just gets too difficult and too much of a hassle to try to do in the middle of the night. So I try to be as prepared as I can, whatever. I can get behind some of those clouds over there. We'll be able to move this camera real soon. That's it. There's your real wilderness experience. Now, I did yesterday, I got lazy and I just took a cup of coffee from the lake and boiled it real good to make Or I said coffee, but I boiled it to make a cup of coffee. I didn't even filter it. But I've been doing this for years and years at lakes all over the Midwest. I don't know if I'd recommend everybody else do it. I'm sure eventually some doctor's going to tell me I got some weird cancer because I'm drinking all this farm water, all these phosphates and microplastic and God knows what else rinsing downstream. So this is what we do to get through the night. Now, normally I have a second bottle and I forgot it, so thankfully I had two of these big old giant cups. Was able to use these, but like I said, I had to build a whole little suspension around them and support system just to make sure this cup, because like I said, it ain't worth much in this bottle, but once it comes out this end, it's priceless. It's amazing how that happens, isn't it? Scratched my legs all up, got sunburned, and then walked in the woods and scratched my legs all up, man. And that's, you're not really living until you're scratching up your sunburned legs looking for a place to tinkle in the woods. A lot of people out today. I was surprised. I mean, not really. It's the first truly, truly warm, nice, calm day we've had in a while. Had three or four strung together. I think it's going to start getting windy. Maybe Saturday. I want to try to get out of here by then. Maybe. I'm in no hurry to get home. I got a stained glass window project that I'm getting ready to make for my niece. I'm going to live stream some of that construction once I get the design figured out. So that'll be soon. And once I get that window built, because I'm like on behind schedule on that. Her birthday was 2 weeks ago. So I got to get that window built for her pretty quickly. And then I'll probably be right back out here making some more videos, man. So the danger of being in this spot right here is if that wind really decides to kick up and start cranking up, I'm in a really bad exposed spot. But I can skip around the corner. And I'm at the far end of the lake, so all the waves and disturbance and weather, it travels the full length of the lake, and this is where it all, magnifies and reverberates off the backside of the dam there. Always makes the weather that much more intense. So, the other side of the lake's where I've been streaming from all last year, where it was calm and out of the wind, and on the south side where I was protected and had good shade. And this side of the lake's pretty wide open and exposed, but there's a lot to explore. I've paddled some miles today. The marina's right behind me on the other side of this tree. I'll be heading that way. The marina's that way. Boat ramp, marina, all that. That's pretty cool. There's some creeks back in there behind the marina that go on for days. I spent several hours back in there this afternoon. I just got back from doing that. Almost got a full cup of water, folks. I'll fill up my coffee cup. We'll be on fire with the proper ingredients, cooking with gas, literally, real soon. And then, once you squeeze so much air out, you got a vacuum situation because these filters are so tight. You got to open it up and breathe it and get it full of air so you can produce some pressure on it again. But that doesn't mean it's clogging up. It means you don't have enough air pressure behind it to push it through. These are made to squeeze. They're called squeeze filters, you know, the early generation. I don't think they call them that way anymore. But now, as long as I don't kick this cup of water over, I'm in great shape. And it is Professor good and cold too. The ice just melted off this lake. It's in real low temperature. That's why I got the boots on today. Salut. Water for me. Water for you. Water for the stranger. Water for the Italian people that say salut. My goodness. All right. And we'll filter the rest of that later. Just throw that back in the kayak. I'll probably need it again. I'll probably do another round shortly after the sun sets, if I do it at all. You know, I don't drink water all night long, you know, like everybody else. All right. Oh my goodness. I'm a tired butt though. Tonight, we will be fine dining on a cup of ramen soup with extra protein in it and some Justin's nut butter. It's going to be pretty good. Alright, got my water for coffee measured out. And we will protect this like a rare species over here in the rocks. We will get to that in just a little bit. And that leaves us a good cup and a half for our ramen. So this size cup will handle all that. Might be a little light. I'll filter some more into there. Alright, be right back. Actually, I think I might be ready to try a different camera angle. What do you think? Man, if that thing falls in the water, I'll be so upset. Okay. Almost ready. I decided maybe we need a little bit more. We'll go ahead and finish this off. Might as well while I'm here, huh? Alright. We are getting it done slowly but surely. Don't be looking up my skirt. What are you doing? I'll fill this jug up again before it gets too late, and I can just grab it and filter some anytime, any time of the night. A bunch of people on the shoreline over there this evening. About 8 to 10 people lined up fishing on that far shoreline over there by the dam. I'm surprised. Probably gonna be like that all summer. Short my ramen noodles and make them too thick. They gotta be just right. Put a little bit of sugar in there. I was gonna put my Slim Jims in there, but I'm just gonna eat it as is. It's a rich and savory beef is what we have tonight. takes a minute or two. Don't worry, we're going to get the camera on the other side of that tree real soon. The sunset's starting to get into the clouds. It's going to be pretty. Oh my goodness. I'll let the air out of this bad boy one more time. Sitting. Oh, I lost the good light. I gotta be way over here to activate that good lighting. Hold on, folks. We're gonna move that camera real soon. Alright, we are completely boiling. Tiny bit of water left. Alright, we'll let that sit and do its thing. Got plenty of water there. Gonna make coffee in a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and move the camera. We'll get set up for phase 2 of this whole crazy ass sunset stream. Be right back. Alright, I got my ramen noodles and my coffee set up and my little dessert all ready to go. We're gonna let that coffee and ramen sit and simmer. Let's move this camera. Let's start that sunset. Last sunset of winter. Can you hardly believe it? I didn't think you'd ever get here. Here we go. You know what? This tree might be just a perfect spot. Like I said, as long as the wind don't kick up on me, this will be a nice spot. I'm gonna climb way up on this tree. Don't know if it's gonna let me do that. Ooh. Actually, well, if that don't fall, alright, that's looking pretty tight. As long as that don't fall, because I've got it sitting way up on a branch going into the water. I'll be right back. Enjoy that sunset view. Whoa. Hello. I'm way up here. I'll show y'all a little bit. I'm gonna leave this playing, but got my cup of ramen. It's so hot, it's gonna take forever to cool down. I'm gonna eat me one of these little packages of Justin's nut butter, so I guess I'm eating my dessert first. I'm cheating. Alright, y'all enjoy this sunset. I'll be right here. You can see me. Sorry. Maybe not. Maybe not that. Maybe not that. Anybody here? Hello. Hey, buddy. Don't worry, I'm not going to. So hot. I don't think I am. Alright, let's get this branch out of. You know what? Let's not. Let's just. Oh, I see a column of ants working their way up. You know what? I think what we will do. A little bit more sky up there. All right, how's that? Yeah, that's a little bit better. Picking up this cool iridescence over here in the sky. That's pretty neat looking. Beautiful sunset tonight. I'm sitting here chomping on my ramen noodles. Or should I say, slurping. Slurping away. Wow, that was some of the best ramen I've had in a while. I guess that's pretty much. Alright, so good. So good. So good. Hello. Golden Sai, how are you? I got this tripod set way up on a fallen tree, way up in the air above the lake. I'm getting ready to get in the boat. I'm heating my coffee up now. Finishing my dinner. Good old ramen noodles. But I'll be right back. Enjoy the view. We'll get going here in just a minute. Like I said, we'll get back on the water and go smoke a cigarette and relax and just enjoy the last of this sunset in about 5 minutes. Alright. Hello, hello. Bear with me. We're going to circle back around here to the kayak. I am doing well. I hope you're doing the same. How the new place, I don't like it as much as it's nice, but the neighbors are jerks, honestly. I mean, it is what it is, but anyway. So there's feathers all over the place out here. Oh, where we go? Let's see if I can follow. It won't let me do that because of the orientation. There's a big feather. Anyways, we're going to get back in the boat. Hold on, folks. We're almost there. Alright, let me get in the boat. I gotta get my boots off. It's a whole damn process. Give me just 1 second. We'll get launched in McKay. Huh? Alright, we are officially in the boat. Oh, let me see. I'll have to move the tripod. My boots are going to be in the way. One thing at a time out here. What a lovely pair of boots they are. Oh my goodness. Okay. Ta-da. Now we'll go around the corner and get you a better view. Camera's going to be moving around a little bit while I paddle. If you get seasick, hang on to your britchamacated. See this big fire off here in the distance? That's been burning for a couple of days. I think it's some controlled burn type stuff. I don't know. There we go. Man, that took like a whole adventure just to make dinner and get back in the boat. I don't have my turtle with me. Oops, hold on a second. I cannot get this right. There we go. Yeah, Golden, you asked about the new place. It has its ups and downs. It's good and bad. For the price I'm paying, though, I can't complain. It's all just conversational, you know. But my neighbors don't really like me much, and I don't think I really like them much either. They're not very nice people. I am tired. What does that button do? Oh no, that's okay. You know, I smoke weed and cigarettes. I signed a lease that says I wouldn't smoke inside. These people act like I set off an atom bomb if I have a cigarette in the middle of a... Yes, I have. I just downloaded a new video a few days ago. I haven't been recording a lot of piano, but I have been playing a lot. We'll take the 360 while we watch this bass boat go by. Zooming by. Check out the sky back here. It's real pretty. some people fishing. Yeah, how's that? Okay. I have no idea how good my signal is over here. This is the first time I've live streamed from this side of the lake. But it is a special occasion. I'm not I'm not pagan or nothing, but I am celebrating this being the last official day of winter. Tomorrow can't come soon enough. Not that it'll change much but the calendar day, but just knowing it's spring helps. Here, let's get out here and get a more open view. Watch these waves come in from that boat that went by. It's beautiful over here above the dam. Yeah, let's get it real quick. That's really cool. Oh. Yeah, I haven't been doing much stuff at night, listening to podcasts or anybody. I was trying to be on like a normal schedule for my neighbors, instead of being up all night and sleeping during the day. I kind of adjusted my schedule to mirror theirs so I'd be less of a disturbance, but they didn't seem to notice that by and by. Oh, look at this sky. It is just really popping tonight. Oh my goodness. Can you believe this is the last day of winter? Look at that. I got like 6-color sunset happening. You can't put a quarter in any machine on the planet and get that outcome. Yeah, me too. When you get that yellow and blue happening at the same time, I think that's pretty. Now this camera, I've noticed these cell phone cameras, they add a lot of extra pop and a lot of automatic type filter stuff. But no, it looks pretty badass in real life. Let's get over here. See the rest of this cloud formation back here. Wow. Check this out. Right above this bluff here. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, there's so many people out here for a Thursday afternoon. This is gonna bring in a big wave here. Yeah, probably not. That's a little boat. Keep an eye out for it. I'll show my boots so you can see the wave coming in from my perspective. The camera is right at my eyeball height. Look at that combo of yellow and orange or yellow and pink. That's just amazing. Huh, cool. Fish jumping out. Okay, I'll be right here. Here comes that little bitty wave. That wasn't any kind of anything. Some boats make a big, huge wave. But these bass boats and fishing boats, just little recreational boats, they don't really get to me much. This is a set of rollers coming in now. That's what that boat did. Check this out. Get that reflection on the water from those waves. Look at that shit. That is so cool. Whoa, don't stare too long, you'll get seasick. Here, stare at the sky. Ooh, a little cold air coming back here from this cove. My goodness. About 10-20 degrees colder, the air that just hit me coming around this corner. It's unbelievable. My coffee's still too hot to drink. I ain't even touched. I boiled that water. It's filtered, but it's still lake water. We'll button up for a camera. I'm gonna be on camera. I'm gonna be big time on TV. I'll put this behind me. I don't think the selfie camera does as good with the coloration of these sunsets, you know. See, it just kind of blinds everything out. It's better to have it the other way. But we're saying goodbye to winter and hello to spring. It's the countdown to spring. Welcome to my live stream. I'm cooling down real quick. I'm gonna be doing a bunch of maneuvering around and making a bunch of noise and digging out some warmer clothes to put on. No. Don't worry about all the noise. Everything's just fine the way it's supposed to be. If I can get this out of my way. Alright, but I'll have to do some creative tripoding here for just a minute. Oh, that pinched my fingers. That was just not cool. Oh my goodness. Oh, dang it. Oh, no, it's just stuck like it. Hold on. Well, if you weren't seasick before, you definitely damn sure are now. Oh my goodness. There we go. Let's try this. Get you off to the side so I can fish my... I want my pants. And dig some clothes out. Oh my goodness. Might not be able to reach them. Uh-oh. All right. You got it. Set that back down for a minute. right over. Could you imagine if that had gone in the water? Man, that would have been a nightmare. That would have been a nightmare. Got all this junk in my pockets I need to get rid of. Oh, getting dressed. I'm shy, don't watch. Alright, let me get you guys turned back around so I can change my clothes. I'm not changing them, can't. Nobody wants to see all that. Oh my goodness. We're doing pretty good. I actually got this almost done. That's getting dark quick. I think there's somebody sitting up there. There's a park bench up at the top of that hill. Now, there's somebody sitting up there. Somebody's sitting up there. Get out of sight here real quick. I don't know where those voices are coming. I think it's just people hanging out by the dam. I don't see another boat over there. Active. I wonder how much that's been going on this time. attempting to put the long johns on without knocking the camera over. And of course, you know, you can never just put a pair on without them getting all tangled up at your feet when you're sitting there. Oh my goodness, sometimes. See what I mean? I don't even think I'm live anymore. Dang. Okay. Alright. Did I reconnect? I lost my connection there for a minute. I finally got dressed. Now I'm ready to. This coffee's just about cooled off enough to drink. Connecting. Hello, is anybody out there? Is there anybody out there? Over, but it did not spill. What a lucky break. I swear this chair is the most uncentered thing in the universe. Alright, let's see if we got a better connection over here. I guess the signal's not too great. Alright, folks. Smoke 'em if you got 'em. This is now the Adult Swim portion of the live stream where we smoke a little weed and relax into a nice warm evening. I really don't even need this hat on. I just didn't want to lose it in the shuffle, so I put it on my head. Getting back over here by this tree, hoping to reconnect better, get a better signal. I think it might such a bad signal over here that it's affecting my stream. That's all right. Do not try this at home. Don't look at me while I'm choking. Here, watch these cars going across the dam for a minute while I get my breath together. Oh my goodness. What a slimy human experience life is. I can hear it, but I don't see it. A boat ain't got no lights. And I ain't got no lights. Set up for disaster. I'm way up against the shoreline. There's really no emergency, but I'm in a kayak. All I have to have is a headlight when other boats are around, which I do have. These boats are supposed to be, those lights are supposed to be on like car lights, half hour before dusk and all that, you know. I still can't see them. It's so bizarre. I can hear them. They sound like they're right out in front. There they are. My goodness. That is one dark watercraft. Is it a jet ski? Is that what we're dealing with here? I think that's some idiot on a jet ski. No fucking lights. Good job, dude. That is really funky looking. What is happening here? What am I looking at? Why does that not look right? Oh, no, that's just him at the front of the boat with the shining. Okay, it looks so funny. I can see it now. Boy, he got no lights. Mr. No Lights coming through. Mr. No Lights coming through. That little tiny boat's got a nice little wake behind it, but he don't have one speck of lights on that entire craft. He out in the open. I'm way over here by the shoreline. Not in nobody's way. Kind of a difference, I think, but you know. You know, they're there by sound. I don't think there's a lot of deaf boaters, but neither here nor there. Comes this little tiny motor, make a big wave. I mean, a big ripple. That's not a wave, that's just a ripple. That color is so fake. It is so much more gray in real life than what you're seeing here. That is really misrepresentative of reality. That's alright. It looks cool, but it's not real. It's really over exaggerated. So we got, I think, a couple of more boats. One more over here by the dam, one out that way in the corner. Let's look. I do like this camera for that. It lights up real well. You can see stuff. I don't have my peepers. I left my magnifying peepers, binocular things at home because they're too heavy. Yes, I only see one other boat out there. That's the spillway you're looking at, those lights with the cars going behind it. The red light's a boat. The white light and the superstructure is the spillway to the dam. And the other lights are cars going across the dam. And that is the dam. I paddled all the way across there. back and forth now. I've done it twice. It only took, like half hour, 45 minutes. I don't know. I wasn't tracking it. But that car I'm tracking in the distance. That's the distance. Oh, I mean, I paddle. That's just an average morning. But I'm just showing you for scale how far that dam is. It might be like 2 miles long. I'm going to have to look. I'm curious. So we're still tracking that car. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That red dot we've been tracking all the way across. I've done kayaked over and around and back and forth several times, down to the other end of the lake. And so I'm just now getting to explore this half of the lake, which is a little bit more challenging because of the wind. But there's a lot of new stuff to see. I got a lot of good video today, places I haven't been before. Hidden tiny little creeks that go up into the woods. And man, this is nice. Nice last day of winter today. I'll be pretty tired by tomorrow. Probably not much celebrating, be more relaxing. Yeah, you see all this exaggerated extra color? It's really almost completely dark. What you see on camera is like make-believe. And these colors here in reality are like really muted, but they're really popping on this camera. Check it out. We'll pop. Yeah, I think my stream's disconnected. I don't think I got a good signal over here. Alright, sports fans. It's actually a little bit darker in reality than the camera's showing. The camera's making it look a lot brighter. But I think I'm going to go ahead and shut the live stream down. It's been fun spending my evening with y'all. I appreciate y'all coming by. And we'll see you tomorrow for the first day of spring, the first sunset of spring live stream. Hopefully, if I got enough battery power. Otherwise, look for me in my shorts, my long form videos, and be watching out for a lot more live streams now that the weather's nice again. We'll see y'all real soon.